Thank you for listening to the Nubian Comedic Spectrum Inc. channel. This is going to be a brief commentary based on a commentary by MSNBC that was published October 6, 2021, due right by Henrietta Lacks, family attorney ask. Okay, Henrietta Lacks is an interesting icon in world history. She was a black woman, probably ahead of her time, but scientists, to make a complex story short, scientists use her stem cells and DNA to have a lot of medical breakthroughs. This is not what this video commentary is about. I may do a follow up on people like Henrietta Lacks and other people, black people particular, who contributed to the black community, black and non-black people that contributed to the black community, that I'm being more aware of. It was non-black people that helped contribute to the black community in the past too, that needs to be, acknowledged within the black community for a good reason though. But anyway, I'm briefly, and I will follow up on commentaries like these about black people using our political stances, our history, using our culture to build off of. You got these collegiate black folks and non-collegiate, but you got these collegiate black folks and these frats and sorors. They're elitists and they think they speak for the whole black community. They speak for the elitists. I can tell you that, and I see that by large. But by large, they do not speak for people like me, the real black community. So it kind of gets sickening, seeing a lot of elitists and the media using our people in black skin like they speak for us. And all they're doing is building off of us.
So I want to tell you about Henrietta Lacks, or Henny, as her family called her. She was a mother of 5 and a grandmother to dozens. She loved to cook and dance, often with one of her kids. According to her family, she was a beautiful black woman full of style and grace, and was the emotional touchstone for her family. In 1951, she was diagnosed with an aggressive form.
I'm just doing a quick commentary
This is where she changed the world.
since I ain't, doing them right now before I leave out for my errand and stuff.
That's because when Henrietta Lacks went to Johns Hopkins, the only hospital that would treat black patients, doctors took samples of her tissue without her knowledge or consent and sent them to a cancer researcher working at the hospital. That researcher discovered that unlike others, her cells had the rare ability to survive and regenerate. Those cells could essentially live forever, the first of its kind. And they took advantage of that with great success. Today, her cells have been used in almost every realm of scientific research, such as the polio and HPV vaccines and in vitro fertilization, and were even used to help research the COVID vaccines. Henrietta Lacks died shortly after her diagnosis, but her cells continued to be used. Scientists shared her private medical information with the press. They even shared her genome, your personal genetic code, with the public. This was all done without consulting her family. According to the Wall Street Journal, scientists today buy her cells for anywhere from $400 to thousands of dollars per vial. Yesterday, her estate filed a lawsuit against the biotech company Thermo Fisher Scientific, accusing it of profiteering off of Henrietta Lacks' cells. The company has not publicly responded to this suit.
I'm sitting up here, baby, just briefly showing how these black folks, I'm calling them collegiates, these collegiates, and these elitists and associates, how they keep just using the black, our history, our political stances, things that are affecting the black community just to build off of. How they keep allowing the media. Now, we should be discussing this, and I'm glad that Henrietta Lacks' family sued biotech. I'm happy to see black people speaking out on things, but don't just do that and like you really speak for the whole black community either. Quit trying to get all the accolades and things that y'all don't really deserve. And quit thinking that y'all speak for everybody in the African and American descendants of slavery or descendants of slavery throughout the diaspora. Quit doing that. Y'all speak for your fraternities, your sororities. You speak for big companies. Y'all do that. Y'all are elitists. Y'all speak for each other. Oprahdites, not the D in with the K that YouTube is trying to accuse me of saying. I never said that. I don't talk like that. I don't need to talk like that. But anyway, and YouTube wrong for that, accusing people of saying stuff that they're not saying, but they trying to build lawsuits or incriminate us. They trying to incriminate our youth through the school and they through the school system, and they trying to anytime a black person defend themselves, have accurate history, and doing good for the black community, we considered outcasts and criminals, and they would love to incriminate black people that's telling the truth. Okay, it don't even matter what race you are. If your mindset is that Greek ideology, if your mindset is for these white folks, if that's what it is, then that's y'all. But throughout history, you had black people that was for white people. You had black people enslaving black people. So I see through it. I wish more of our African and descendants of slavery communities, poor communities in particular, will have these conversations and really stand on some stuff. Don't let religions and politicians and all that get along stuff keep confusing us, fanning us to sleep, making us not understand and respect each other, making us not want to build a community with each other. But yet and still, we got all these collegiate boule, Hollywood boule Negroes that speak for us, but they taken from us.
And Mr. Lax, thank you so much for being here.
They using us to build themselves and taking from us.
Your grandmother's cells have helped to advance everything from the polio vaccines, as I mentioned, understanding X-rays in the human cells, the Ebola and HIV vaccines. Trying to understand, sorry.
Wow, her stuff is still being used since 2019 for the COVID-19
When did your
vaccines.
family find out that your grandmother was the source of all of those scientific miracles?
Thank you, Joy, for having me. It's a pleasure. Decades.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all, you see who that is.
By accident.
Look at them, just using our people.
Down the street.
Do your research on them, their
The
backgrounds.
professor that was coming to lunch.
Oh, who's this, Benny Ben?
Introduced her as Bob at last.
But shout out to Miss Henrietta Lacks and her family.
She told him that's my
Shout out to them. And I hope the ancestors continue to be a blessing
Then there's a sense of
to that family. Particularly because of what the mother
here,
contributed.
where she, while a human being with a life, that's why we try to
I
describe
say.
some of her life, was just